Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. My name is RSM Paragon, also known as Kellen, and in today's video we have a slightly different one than normal. We're playing Warzone here, and I actually have back-to-back win gameplay for you guys. So 2 games, 2 wins straight after one another. But instead of doing a live kind of commentary with it, we weren't recording it at the time. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit through and kind of talk through the decisions and why we do certain things in the game, and like maybe it will help you to improve in your game. So before we get down to it as well, I just want to acknowledge very quickly this image right here, which should pop up right now, which is of course basically confirming what we already knew, which is going to be the next Call of Duty's title name, which is Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. This was leaked on Twitter earlier yesterday afternoon, I believe, and it's obviously showing off a double XP kind of token for the Doritos sponsor, and then obviously on there we have the name as well. So Cold War, we'll do another video on that later on when we get more details, but I'm expecting reveal very shortly on that. So as I said, we're going to go back on to today's topic, which is this video here. So we've just landed. I'm playing with RSM Gaming, also known as Hallam. And basically we're just kind of getting our supply crates at the moment from the scavenger contract that we picked up. If you can, when you start a Warzone game, it's really good to always kind of aim for maybe a scavenger contract or a bounty. We'll have some more gameplays coming up which are slightly more aggressive, so you might want to try and decide that before you go into like these games. Do you want to play aggressive? If so, go for a bounty. If you want to play a bit more reserved, maybe go for a scav or a recon and just kind of build up the money first. Because the most important thing straight off the bat is you want to really try and get that loadout drop. You want to be able to get UAVs popping. As you can see, I actually got quite lucky and pulled one off already. I'm going to ignore that very embarrassing bit there. I definitely did not fail to make it onto that roof. Luckily Hallam's always there on hand to glide on in and grab the last one for me. As you may have noticed as well, we also marked a helicopter earlier. So we know that there is someone just up on that blue dot that we've marked on the map at the moment, so it's quite good as well to always just kind of keep talking with your teammate, keep an eye on, you know, where people might be. So now we're going to head up into this building here. We still know they're over there, and we're just having a little look now, see if we can spot them. We feel we're quite confident here. We've got good guns, good kind of setup now, and I put a gas mask out, which is always nice too. Again, just kind of looting the buildings as we move around, checking everything out. It's really important to just kind of get as much ammo, as much armor, good guns, and obviously lots and lots of money as you can straight from the kind of off in Warzone. I don't know if I'm going to go all the way down this building. No, I'm going to come straight back up. And coming back up as well, we actually get very lucky here because now we've got a loadout directly on top of us here. However, as you can see, there are 3 crates here, so that we don't want to just rush straight in and go for that loadout. We sit on this building just a tiny bit longer, and sure enough, the team that we knew were over there, eventually they start to head down for their loadout. And obviously we can just pick them off nice and easily. Ignore the bad accuracy there. I was in the middle of half mounting and half not mounting, but now we've got another team. So again, marking them up on blue dot for Hallam to see as well. Obviously we're talking constantly in game chat as well. Realistically, I don't like this. I don't know how many are over there, so we're going to pop the UAV now, and we're going to start to get a better kind of range on, you know, how many enemies, so we can see 2 red dots both over there on that kind of place. So again, I'm still trying to mount on the wall, which isn't quite working, but now moving forward a little bit, I'm still on this building and Hallam's actually headed over down to his loadout now. So again, I'm just kind of suppressing fire, keeping them off. Realistically, we want our loadout, we want the better guns so we can push and try and take them out. Again, a little bit quiet now, so I'm going to head on down to my loadout as well. Again, little mark over there. I think I saw someone, just letting Hallam know to be aware. Can he keep out for me while I drop down? And I think we're going to head on over. We are. Little parachute down. So this first gameplay as well, which is quite interesting, is it's not super high kill, but this first gameplay is fairly high kill kind of game. But the second one you see was actually quite bizarre in that we didn't see very many people. So it's quite interesting for you guys to see the difference in kind of how to play reserved and how not to. So here I actually get taken down. It was the sniper that got me, not the guy that was running towards me. But Hallam's on hand, take him out, and Hallam can revive me nice and easily. So we know that the sniper's still over there. We've now got one of his teammates down. and we're going to pop on some plates. And in this situation we've both got our loadouts. He's got a sniper, but he's over there on his own. Realistically you want to try and push and see if you can basically kind of obviously get that kill, get him out the game. So I'm heading up onto the roof. The circle's closing in as well, which is something to be aware of. Check the heartbeat sensor. I'm not seeing anyone, so I'm just going to have a little push over here, grab these armor plates. And in doing so, boom, we get a heartbeat sensor tag. There he is. There was our guy from earlier. A couple of shots in him. He goes hiding behind the wall, but try and make a move. There's the down. And at this point, he's now either a different team, or obviously it's his teammate has parachuted back in somewhere. I'm assuming his teammate parachuted back in because we never actually found anyone else, and we're now going to move on down into kind of this area here. So obviously the circle's pushed in right behind us, and in this situation here we've got enough money now. We're going to actually go and buy some UAVs. Callum actually spots someone there and deals with him before I even had a chance to help him. He was very on it this game. So we're going to pop these UAVs, and instantly obviously you can see now someone behind us on that building. So the best thing for us to do is to probably try and get up in this building. We know that the gas is going to push them in towards us. So for us, you know, why kind of rush towards them, risk giving up this position that we've now got. And also we can now see that a threat's just gone up and there's a team to our left. This is obviously the team that's just picked up a bounty on me. So I'm going to come up to this wall and I'm going to crouch down just to make sure I can't be picked off from anyone on the left. I spot our man, but notice how I don't fire straight away because we don't know if he's alone. We don't know if, you know, there's two, or is it just him. So we're just going to wait. We know he's going to have to come off that roof. I'm going to pop the other UAV as well just to keep an eye on the team to our left. And now in doing so, any minute now, I can see the gas. He's going to have to come off the roof. There he goes, and I get a shot in and Hallam just finishes him off nice and easily. Nice teamwork there from both of us, and in doing so we spin around and we also spot our bounty. So realistically this time they know we're here and they've already spotted us, so there's no point in kind of trying to be casual about it. We might as well just open up fire. A couple of tags on them. I should have probably hit that shot. And now we're going to start to push this way. Obviously, realistically, they've got good position there. They've got better ground, kind of, we'll be running towards them, and we can see that they're running away. So instead of pushing directly towards them, we're just going to start to head round it towards this left-hand side. This is something that I think you'll see quite a lot across this video. Sometimes it's better to kind of disengage on fights, and as you can see now, as we're coming back round, we can now actually spot them again any minute now, because they've had to push this way because of the gas as well. And this time we're in a slightly better position to try and pick them off. We've got the gas on our side, another tag there from the sniper. And again, the gas is going to push both of us. There's a down. And do we get this kill? I think we get this finish on that guy. The bounty runs out as well anyway, so there's not much point now. There you go, so we do get down on one. The other one's over there in the distance, and the gas mask comes on as we got a bit close to the gas there. But again, so it's really important sometimes to just kind of disengage from, you know, these gunfights, and then you can go back to them again afterwards. Not every person you see has to be an instant kind of chase and kill, and that comes back to how you want to play. Do you want to be a bit more reserved? Do you want to be very aggressive? So now we're inside the circle. We've obviously dealt with that team. We're just going to pop in here. And instantly Hallam actually gets shot at there. So he marks up where he thinks it's from. He's going to pop on some plates that I'm going to give him in a minute. There we go. And I'm going to come outside with my sniper, check the heartbeat first just to make sure. I'm going to spin around and have a little look if I can spot anyone up on that roof. I do spot someone there, so take it back a little bit, zoom in, and instant armor break there with a nice snipe. So now marking again up for Hallam. He knows he's up there. Hallam's going to come out and look that way. There he is again. Not quite, he's gone behind cover. Just checking this area to see if we can spot him. He appears on the other side actually, and again, should really have hit that sniper shot. We weren't quite warmed, incidentally enough, these were actually some of our first games, so we weren't quite warmed up with the old quick scopes in there. But instead we do need to move now because of the gas, so there's no point again just sitting there trying to pop out for him. He's not showing up again now, so we're just going to start to creep around the side of the building. And again, now we've actually gone past the building, he's still not jumped off, we've still not seen anything. So for now we're just going to kind of be aware of where he was, but we just want to kind of forget about him. if that kind of makes sense. So be aware that he was still over there in that position, but there's no point in obviously waiting, because a lot of the time I see people die in Warzone, or we might die in Warzone from the same thing. You get kind of fixated on one team, you're very much zoned in on, oh, kill them, I know where they are, they're going to be a threat, and for all you know they could have run off and gone the other way. So moving on, we've now got our loadout, our second loadout just below us, and we can spot some people over here. So they've all just been sniped by someone as well. So I'm going to take a couple of shots over there, get rid of his teammate, make sure that that guy dies. And Hallam's actually just told me he's been shot from down here on the floor, so I'm going to have a look. There we go, spot him, and we get the down on him. I do actually see his teammate there, so again, don't really want to let him revive him, so make sure he finishes, throw a C4 down. Hallam's dropped some armour here, and as we come around this side, check the ladder, and okay, this bit I messed up on, and Hallam very much does save my life here. So I actually did not mean to fall off the roof, but luckily I downed one, Hallam got the other one, and we were all okay there. And actually the person that we shot at a minute ago ran through the building and caused a bit of a distraction there for us. So that bit was quite lucky. Again, we all know that the game suffers a bit from mounting issues and climbing over obstacles. But we survived, we're fine, and now we've got our loadout as well, so we can look to try and get our ghost classes on now as well. So there we go, swapping out those deagles. Oh, picked up Hallam's growl by accident. Back to the MP5, and again I'm not quite sure why I didn't go for that armor satchel in the end, but I probably should have gone for that armor satchel and the extra armor. And now we're going to start to push in towards the final circle, which is here on Superstore. It's quite a horrible circle. We talk here, do we head inside Superstore, do we go on the roof? Hallam says no, come on, we'll head up onto the roof. So up we go, and we're just going to be nice and careful on our way up. Still heading up onto the roof, constantly checking behind us, making sure there's no stragglers coming in with the circle. And as we head up onto the roof, you'll notice now there's not that many people left. And we're just going to start to push over towards this side. And in doing so as well, I can hear some gunshots there down below, so pop up. I'll kill Nick that one, very nice. Can we see where his teammate is? Still struggling to mount on the wall, I can. Couple of C4s down there, break his armour. I've told Hallam where he is as well, so Hallam knows there's a mark just to be certain, and down he goes, kill confirmed, nice and easy there. So now going to push into the middle. We made quite a lot of noise, so we want to make sure that obviously there could be a team on the other side of the roof. That's where we were heading originally, to kind of check it out. And luckily there's no one there, we've got the roof to ourselves. So again, we just want to watch the ladders, make sure there's no one coming up, make sure there's no one kind of pushing around all these middle bits. Just kind of take control of this roof and almost just kind of sit on it for a little bit now. You know, we know the circle's going to move, we've got the high ground, and as we come onto this bit now, as you can see, circle's starting to move off. And there's only 2 other people left now. And straight away we spot someone over there. Again, poor sniping, poor sniping from me. Not doing myself any justice, but Hallam's on hand, having the game of his life to pick him up here. And now we've only got 1 person left, and again, this is all about kind of patience. We've got gas masks, we're on the roof. We don't want to just fly down straight away and be picked off effectively by someone that could be sat below us. Let the gas close a little bit. After a while, still not seeing anyone, we'll jump down. There was no one in front of us, we've been checking the whole time, we know he's behind us, and sure enough there are a couple of shots, and although I got quite lucky with the gas mask coming on, it's very annoying when that happens. There is the final kill, and the first victory. So as you can see, that was kind of semi-aggressive, semi-not. If we saw people, we were quite reserved on whether or not we wanted to go and attack them, and I think that's obviously quite a good way to play it. And there's obviously the scores at the end, so I got 8 kills, Hallam got 6, he got a bit more damage than me though, and a slightly higher score. And now we're going to head into our second game. This one, I'm not going to lie to you, it's not quite as interesting, I'm afraid. We weren't really playing to win this, we weren't really expecting very much, we were just playing another game, obviously quite hyped. So again, we're going to head over to this scav contract over in the back. Can't break through the glass, grab the contract, and someone suddenly appears behind me. Hallam forgot to actually tell me there was someone there, and he beats me to death before Hallam can get me. Very petty on his behalf. So fixated on killing me. But it's okay, because I'll go to the gulag, and I'm sure I can win the gulag. Again, don't be discouraged in Warzone if you die quite early on, if you go for like a hot drop or something like that. It's not the end of the world. Obviously you get the gulag as kind of a second lifeline, your teammates can buy you back. So again, this comes back to, like, I probably should hit that knife, but it comes back to whether or not you want to be aggressive from the front, or whether or not you want to be a bit more reserved. If you're going for these hot drops, chances are you're going to die on a fair few of them. And obviously by doing this as well here, so this is our second crate now, as Hallam already picked up the first one while I was in the gulag, so I'm going to drop straight on the second one, and ideally I would have liked a better gun than a riot shield. But, oh well, we'll keep the riot shield for now as we move around. So we've seen one person so far. Hallam's going to be kind, drop me some plates. Yeah, so very quickly, while this is just kind of going on the background, we will have some more aggressive gameplays with bounties and obviously higher kills coming up for you guys. This was just to kind of show a different tactic, and I would say this is actually the best tactic to win Warzone matches. It might not be the most entertaining in terms of kind of high octane gameplay of us running around killing everyone you see, but if you want to win the most Warzone games, being that little bit more reserved, taking your chances and shooting at people, you know, when you're certain that either you don't have a choice or you're certain that you're going to try and get those kills, they're the kind of like plays that you need to be thinking about and making if you want to go for these kind of wins continuously. This is how we get most of our wins, because most of the time when we go for those high gameplays and, you know, we get like 15, 16, 20 plus kills as like individuals, or even if we're doing it as a team, we hit like 30 kills or something like that. We're not really, we don't get wins as often, because you're obviously really putting yourself out there and letting everyone kind of know where you are a lot more, which is fine, because it's, personally I prefer that. It's more fun to kind of play that way as well. I'd much rather that than be a little bit more reserved, but for the purpose of this video, obviously we're going to show you this tactic. So again, we've just called in our loadout here, and we've noticed straight away that there's someone just over there. We don't know if he's alone or not, so I'm just going to chill here. Hallam's actually gone and picked up his loadout already, and at this point Hallam told me just to wait here for a second because he thinks he knows where he is, and sure enough, Hallam just finishes him off while I chuck some Molotovs over. I'm going to come and grab mine, and again you saw those two red dots, so we saw instantly that there's now two more people coming towards us. So we're going to pop around, see if we can get any snipes on them. Again, constantly trying to mark, constantly communicating with each other, not just for duos, but trios and quads. This is the best way that you can do. Little tag there with the sniper, little break with armour as well. I always find the X50s very kind of hit and miss. Some shots, obviously, again, an armour break. I feel like some of these would be downs normally, but sometimes it's just an armour break. So maybe a little thing to be cautious of if you're interested. Obviously, if you want to use the classes as well, go back and pause it on the guns that we're using, but I am using the MP5 and the X50. There's a down, finally. So at this point, we were under knowing whether or not to push, because obviously now we've got one down, but we know that they are right next to each other as well, and by the time we push up there, as we probably took too long choosing, we can see he's already reviving him, and we just kind of decided the circle's pushing in, so we're going to leave them and we're just going to push this way and kind of do what we did last game and hope that they get pushed towards us again with the circle. We feel confident enough that we can take them, and also we're going to run straight into our other loadout and grab our ghost classes as well, so that we're all set and off UAVs. Again, this is where we last kind of think they would now be heading, so we're just going to kind of look around here, see if they're pushing in with the gas. They're not, so they've either died or they have well and truly run far away. At this point, again, coming back to that, don't be fixated on a team. There's no point in us sitting there waiting for them. We know they're somewhere over that side, so we're just going to head in and we're just going to kind of be cautious that obviously they may be pushing in from our far right. Again, you can see Hallam's little marker is constantly turning around and checking as well as we're pushing in this way. Also, we have enough time here to very quickly grab another contract. Obviously, these are really great. Constant source of money is how you can do really well in Warzone games as well. You want to be getting those UAVs, those kill streaks. You want to be just, obviously, we already have Ghosts, but getting enough money for loadouts and just kind of giving yourself the upper hand and the best chance that you can. So while the gas is coming in as well, this one's quite nice. We know there's no one to our left or behind us, but Hallam again, little swivel and check, doesn't do any harm. So here, as you can see, there's now a blue dot. It's actually in the wrong place, but on the building where, oh no, it's not in the wrong place, my bad. Where our box is, we saw someone up there on the roof. So we're just being a little bit cautious now. We know there's 2 people or 1 person possibly on this roof. So we're going to head on over, and instantly, there we go, so we've got them on heartbeat now. So I'm pretty certain they're still on the roof, so I'm inside, and we were talking about how do we want to go up and take them out when conveniently they parachuted off for us. So nice armor break on that one there. Tag him live for Hallam to see if he can spot him, as Hallam's just behind me. I see the other one there, so we're going to down him and try and get out of the way of his teammate shooting me. So again, we're just going to finish him off, just in case he's got self-revive, because we're a bit later into the game now, so it's a possibility, and there's no harm in doing it, and Hallam actually pops off on the other one as well while we're waiting. So now we're just going to check around their loot, empty through this building, and grab our final box for more money. In terms of tactics as well, of where you want to be with the circle, if it's not always possible, but quite a good tactic is to not literally camp and creep in with the circle, but to kind of play semi on the edge of the circle, as you can see like we're kind of doing here. This is actually coincidence that the circle's just moving in this way and we're constantly being near it, but this is quite a good way to, because obviously it stops you from being right in the middle of kind of all the action, and at the same time it lets you kind of pick off and choose your fights around the edge as well. And again, you don't really want to sit in one place for too long, so we've popped the UAV and we've seen where they are, but we're still going to move up onto this building, try and get some high ground. And here Hallam was actually in the middle of going and getting a drink and changing his controller batteries when his controller decided to die while I was in the middle of looking at this. And there's the gas, so I did what any self-respecting teammate would do and jump off and leave him. Amazingly though, thanks to his gas mask, he doesn't actually die, and he somehow manages to make it out. I think he did lose most of his gas mask in the process. Oh yeah, you can actually see his health going down as well, but he is out, he is still alive. And now obviously we're going to push in towards hospital from here. Just again, just looking, is there any more kind of bits of money around here? Another little box, dead silence possibly for Hallam to pick up. It's quite important in the later stages of the game not to be kind of constantly looking for boxes and loot and stuff, but obviously if you're running past it, then you still want to be kind of aware of it, and obviously you want to pick it up. So here we've actually got another loadout that's come in, and Hallam wants to change up his class as we're heading into the final circle in a kind of smaller environment. So we're going to head over here. I can't actually remember if I have Ghost or not. I know I do, but at the time I couldn't, so I'm just going to check. There we go, I've got Ghost, but I'm quite happy with this class, so we're going to leave it on. Hallam swaps to his other one, and now we're just going to push in again with the edge of the circle here in towards the middle, checking all the alleyways, checking all the corridors and doorways, keeping that heartbeat sensor on. Just basically you want your head on a swivel in this kind of situation. It's very dense, it's very urban, and obviously people could be coming at you from basically anywhere. And now we're into the very, very final bit here. So the circle's closing in, we've moved into a building, and there was someone right outside. He's just died. There's the other guy that we find. I go down here, but again we brought a self-revive earlier, so I'm going to use that. Hallam's going to push in so he doesn't die to the gas. And unfortunately I actually am going to go down again now because I'm out of thing, but there's one guy left and Hallam's able to just take him out for the win there. It wasn't quite the neatest win in the world. I think the first gameplay was a bit more entertaining and we didn't really come across many people in that one, but still I hope you found this educational nonetheless. If you want to see more kind of gameplay like this, where obviously we're talking through our decisions, our tactics, kind of trying to help you guys get better at Warzone, please do let us know. Obviously as well, as I said earlier, we will have more action-packed games coming soon in the future, including much higher kill ones and just super aggressive, so the other kind of play style that you can take when you're trying to win Warzone matches. So stay tuned for those as well. I think that's just about it from us, so as always, thank you very much for watching. If you did like the video, leave us a like rating. If you didn't dislike it, that's absolutely fine with us and helps us to know what kind of content to create for you guys. And of course, if you want to see more of this video, then if you want to see more videos like this, then consider subscribing. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.